Listening test instructions. The listening test is about 50 minutes. There are 6 parts in listening test. You will have about 6 minutes to listen to each passage and answer the questions. The passage will be played once.
Hey, you look concerned. What's on your mind?
The final exam. I'm not fully prepared yet.
Well, don't worry too much. You still have 3 days.
Yeah, but 3 days will fly past in a wink.
Well, you still have time to cram things in your brain anyway.
Question 1. Why is the man looked worried?
You will hear a conversation in 3 sections. You will hear each section only once. After each section, you will hear 2 or 3 questions. You will hear the questions only once. Choose the best answer to each question.
Good morning. I'm glad you came in today. I understand things have been a bit challenging for you lately. How have you been adjusting to university life?
Good morning. Well, I appreciate your time. Honestly, it's been harder than I expected. The academic workload here is so different from what I was used to. Back home, things were more predictable. But here, I'm often overwhelmed by the volume of work and the fast-paced learning.
That sounds tough. Transitioning to a new educational system can be quite challenging, especially when you're adapting to both academic expectations and a new culture. Have you been able to find any strategies to help manage the workload so far?
I've tried setting schedules, but it's still tough to keep up with everything. Sometimes I feel like I'm falling behind before I even have a chance to start. Plus, there's the pressure of trying to fit in socially, which makes it even harder.
It makes sense that balancing studies and social integration would be stressful. You're not alone in feeling this way. Many international students face the same difficulties. Let's break this down step by step. First, tell me more about your study habits and if any particular subjects or tasks are more challenging than others.
What is the main challenge the student faces in adapting to university life? How does the advisor describe the student's current situation? The student's mention of social pressure suggests that he feels
You will hear the second section of the conversation shortly.
I think the most difficult part is the research and essay writing process. In my home country, assignments were more straightforward and didn't require extensive analysis or deep research. Here, I have to think critically and provide a lot of supporting evidence, which is really different for me.
I see. Critical thinking and independent research can be tough for many students, particularly when English is not your first language. Have you thought about using any specific university resources to help with this?
I've heard about the Writing Center, but I haven't gone yet. I was worried it might be too time-consuming to visit between classes. Also, the idea of asking for help sometimes feels strange to me. It's not something I'm used to.
I get that. It can feel intimidating to reach out for assistance, but the Writing Center could be a great resource for you. They can help you with brainstorming ideas, structuring your essays, and even improving your academic English. It's designed to save you time in the long run and build your confidence.
That's a good point. I'll consider trying it out. But what about the cultural adjustment? I feel like I miss home so much, and it's hard not to feel disconnected.
What is the student's main challenge with writing assignments? What does the advisor imply about asking for help? What is the student's main concern about adjusting to the new environment?
You will hear the third section of the conversation shortly.
Cultural adjustment can be one of the hardest aspects of studying abroad. Many students struggle with that, so don't feel like you're alone. There are clubs and support groups designed for international students to help you feel more connected and share experiences.
I didn't realize there were so many options. I've been so focused on my studies that I haven't looked into them.
It's understandable. But connecting with other students who understand what you're going through can make a big difference. Joining a cultural or language exchange club could help you make friends and feel more at home.
I like that idea. I think it might help with the loneliness, and maybe it would make the academic part less overwhelming too.
Absolutely. Social connections are important for your mental health and can boost your motivation. Additionally, taking breaks when needed and setting realistic goals for yourself can help you stay balanced. You don't have to do everything perfectly. It's okay to ask for help and make adjustments as you go.
That makes sense. Thank you for these suggestions. I'm going to check out the Writing Center and see if I can find a group to join. I think this will help a lot.
I'm glad to hear that. Remember, adapting is a process and it's okay to take it one step at a time. You're doing great, and I'm here if you need any more support.
What can be inferred about the advisor's approach to helping the student? What does the advisor mean by adapting is a process?
You will hear a conversation followed by 5 questions. Listen to each question. You will hear the question only once. Choose the best answer to each question.
Good morning, Mrs. Reynolds. Thank you for coming in on such short notice.
Good morning, Mr. Carter. No problem at all. I appreciate you taking the time to meet with me.
Of course. I wanted to discuss the new curriculum changes that are being implemented next semester. As you know, there's been a lot of feedback from both parents and the school board about enhancing our math program. We're looking to include more hands-on activities and problem-solving tasks.
Yes, I heard about that. It's certainly an exciting shift. I'm glad the school is moving toward a more interactive approach. It's clear that the traditional methods haven't been engaging enough for some of the students.
Exactly. And I know you've been teaching the advanced math class for 3 years now. Your feedback has been invaluable, especially with your experience in developing student-centered lesson plans. How do you feel about incorporating these new ideas into your curriculum?
I'm definitely on board with it. In fact, I've already started integrating more group projects and math games in my classes, and the students are responding really well. It encourages them to think critically and collaborate with each other. However, I am a bit concerned about balancing this with the need to cover all the required standards.
That's a valid point. We understand that finding that balance can be tricky. We'll be providing additional resources and a series of workshops in the coming weeks to help teachers integrate these changes effectively. Would you be interested in attending those workshops?
Yes, absolutely. I think it would be beneficial to have some guidance and share strategies with other teachers.
Great. Also, there's another thing I wanted to ask. We've received positive feedback about your approach to helping struggling students. We're hoping you can assist with some peer training sessions for new teachers who are finding it challenging to connect with their students. Would you be willing to lead one of those sessions?
I'd be honored. I've learned so much over the years, and if it can help make a difference, I'm more than happy to do it.
Thank you, Mrs. Reynolds. Your dedication is truly appreciated, and I'm confident these changes will help our students thrive.
Thank you, Mr. Carter. I'm excited for what's coming next.
Me too. Let's keep working together to make this a successful transition.
Absolutely. I'll see you at the workshop.
See you then. Take care.
Why is the principal implementing new curriculum changes? How does the teacher feel about the new curriculum? What is the teacher's main concern? What will the principal provide to help teachers with the new curriculum? What is the goal of the peer training sessions?
You will hear a conversation followed by 6 questions. Listen to each question. You will hear the question only once. Choose the best answer to each question.
Good afternoon. I'm excited to work with you on this project. So, let's start by talking about color schemes. Have you thought about any colors you'd like for your home yet?
Hi, yes, I'm glad you're here. I do have some ideas, but I'm not sure how they'll look when put together. I want something that feels warm, but isn't too dark.
That makes sense. Warm tones can create a cozy atmosphere. Are you thinking of using neutral shades like beige or taupe? Or do you want more color?
I was thinking more along the lines of soft colors, like light blues and greens. I've seen those online, and they look so calming, but I'm worried it might end up too cold.
That's a good consideration. Light blues and greens can sometimes feel a bit cool, but we can balance that out. Have you thought about adding warm neutrals, or even a pop of a deeper color like a warm terracotta or amber to complement them?
I hadn't really considered that. Would those colors work in a space with a lot of natural light? I want the space to feel lively, not dull.
Absolutely. In rooms with lots of natural light, colors can appear more vivid, so a warm accent color can really bring a nice balance. We could use a soft blue or sage as the base, and then introduce warmer elements with furnishings, like a terracotta-colored sofa or amber-hued curtains.
Oh, that sounds interesting. What about the accent walls? Should I go bold with a dark color or keep it light?
If you want to add some drama, a darker accent wall can create depth and make a room feel sophisticated. For example, a deep navy or a muted forest green can look stunning behind lighter furniture and decor. But if you prefer a softer look, we can stick with a light contrast, like a pale beige or a subtle gray.
I like the idea of a dark accent wall, maybe in the living room. And for the rest of the house, I'll go with something lighter.
Great choice. It's all about creating contrast and flow. Let's start with a mood board and pick out paint swatches and fabrics that fit this vision.
Yes, I'd love that. Thank you for helping me figure this out.
My pleasure. This is going to look amazing.
What concerns the homeowner about using light blue and green? Why does the homeowner prefer lighter colors for the house? What happens to colors in rooms with lots of natural light? What's the purpose of a dark accent wall? Why consider a dark accent wall? Why suggest pale beige or gray for the accent wall?
You will hear a news item once. It is about 1.5 minutes long. Then 5 questions will appear. Choose the best way to complete each statement from the drop-down menu.
In a move that has sent ripples through the world of sports, one of the greatest athletes of the modern era has announced their retirement, marking the end of an illustrious career that spanned over 2 decades. Renowned for their unparalleled talent, dedication, and sportsmanship, the athlete has left an indelible mark on their sport, breaking records and inspiring millions around the globe. From their early breakthrough at a young age to dominating world championships and setting new benchmarks, they have consistently elevated the standards and brought attention to their discipline, fueling a surge of interest and passion among fans. Beyond their athletic prowess, the athlete was also known for their charitable work, using their platform to advocate for social change and support underprivileged communities. Their legacy is not only in the medals and titles, but also in the way they redefined what it meant to be a champion. Throughout their career, they faced fierce competition and personal challenges, yet they maintained an admirable resilience and sportsmanship that few could match. As the athlete bids farewell, fans around the world reflect on moments that have become iconic, last-minute victories, the triumphs over adversity, and the genuine moments of joy captured in photos and stories. Tributes from fellow athletes, coaches, and fans have flooded social media, celebrating their career and influence while expressing a collective sense of loss at their departure. Though they will no longer compete on the world stage, their influence will continue to resonate, shaping future generations of athletes and leaving behind a legacy that transcends the sport itself.
You will listen to a 2 minutes video. Then 8 questions appear. Choose the best way to answer each question.
Okay, team, tonight's going to be a hectic one with the dinner rush, so we need to be efficient. Let's go over the prep list. Mark, how's the prep for the starters looking?
I've got the soup bases ready, and I'm prepping the salads. I'll have them pre-plated by 5 p.m., so we don't have to waste time during service. I think we need to focus on timing, though last night we got backed up on the entrees.
I agree. I can handle the mains, but we need to work on getting everything out in sync. Maybe I can prep the proteins earlier in the day? The chicken and beef tend to slow us down, and if we pre-cook a bit, it'll save time.
That's a good idea, Anna. We can get the sides ready beforehand, too. I'll handle the sauces and garnishes, so they're fresh and ready. Mark, you can help with prepping the vegetables, getting them chopped and organized into stations.
Yes, I'll start working on that right away. I also think we should assign specific tasks to each of us during service, so no one's jumping between different sections. For example, Anna can stay focused on the grill, and Sarah, you can oversee plating and quality control.
Sounds like a plan. I think the grill area could use a bit more organization. Last time, I was switching between multiple dishes, and that threw me off. If we divide it better, we can minimize confusion.
Definitely. Let's also do a quick walkthrough of the kitchen in 30 minutes to make sure everything's in place. I'm worried about the dessert station, though. It's been causing some delays lately.
Right? I'll get with Emily on that. She's been handling desserts, but I noticed she's been falling behind because of the last-minute changes. Maybe we can prep those in advance and have them ready to go.
Great. And let's not forget to check in with the front of the house to see if there's anything special we need to account for tonight. We don't want to be caught off guard.
Agreed. We can make it work, but it's all about staying organized and communicating. Let's keep each other updated throughout the night, especially if something's running behind.
All right, team, let's do this. We've got this under control as long as we stick to the plan and stay sharp. Let's make tonight a smooth one.
You will hear a report once. It is about 3 minutes long. Then 6 questions will appear. Choose the best way to answer each question from the drop-down menu.
Whistleblowing is a critical act that involves exposing unethical, illegal, or harmful practices within an organization, often by an insider who feels a moral obligation to report wrongdoing. This act serves as a powerful tool for maintaining accountability and transparency, ensuring that organizations uphold legal and ethical standards. Whistleblowers often risk their careers, reputations, and sometimes their personal safety to reveal the truth, making their role both courageous and essential. They may report issues like fraud, corruption, environmental violations, or unsafe workplace practices to internal authorities or external entities, like government agencies, media outlets, or watchdog organizations. While whistleblowing can lead to positive changes, such as organizational reforms or the prevention of greater harm, it also comes with challenges. Whistleblowers frequently face retaliation, including job loss, isolation, or legal consequences, underscoring the importance of robust legal protections like those provided by whistleblower protection laws in various jurisdictions. These laws aim to shield individuals from reprisals and encourage them to speak out without fear. Organizations are also encouraged to establish transparent reporting systems, ethical training programs, and supportive cultures to address concerns internally before they escalate. From a societal perspective, whistleblowing fosters trust in institutions and reinforces the idea that individuals have a role in upholding justice and integrity. However, it also raises ethical questions about loyalty versus moral responsibility, requiring individuals to carefully weigh their decisions. The debate surrounding whistleblowing is complex, involving legal, ethical, and emotional dimensions. Nevertheless, the act of whistleblowing is a cornerstone of democratic societies, promoting accountability and protecting public interest while emphasizing the critical need for balance between individual courage and systemic support. In conclusion, whistleblowing is a profound expression of integrity, requiring not only legal safeguards but also cultural appreciation for those who dare to challenge wrongdoing.